Hello, this is Olivier back for a new video. I have not done a video for more or less 2 months, and in the meantime obviously I continue to buy some records, so I will bring you through the stack I have in front of me, which is a mix of different genres. It's between psych, 70s hard rock, some blues rock, some blues, and as well some jazz funk records, right, which I kind of started lately to get into, right, because I've never been really a big jazz fan. But look, I discovered some bands thanks to you guys, on the vinyl community, and some bands which are more kind of a funky soul a bit, right, which I pretty like, so I will bring you through that. So thank you for watching. So if you're not a subscriber, I would appreciate your subscription. And again, if you like the video, if you want to make comment, I really like to read your comment. Give me a thumbs up, make comment, and I will come back to you. So without waiting, I will start with the first album, which is this album from German Oak, and this is a German krautrock album. It's the title of the album is Down in the Bunker, and it's a bit of a mysterious album because I think I read online they issued this album in the early 70s, but it was only a few records that they made, and then it kind of disappeared. And the name of the band, the fact that it was released in a bunker as well, creates some polemics as well. So but the record is really great. I think it's a really wonderful band in my view, right? Great music. That's a reissue from 2018. I think it's the original album plus some additional tracks. It comes with 2 LPs, and look, the cover on the back side, that's how it looks like. We are moving now to UK prog rock with Cold Cuts, and that's an album from Nick Greenwood, which was a UK bass player. It's the only album he has done. That's a reissue on Akarma, and I'm happy to have this reissue, right? I mean, it's a highly collectible record. I think they go online for, I checked on Discog today, $5,000 at a record. So I will never ever put this money in a record, and not, especially not in Nick Greenwood record, because it's good, it's great music, it's UK prog rock, but to my view it's kind of a average album. But again, for the collection, good to have. It comes on this Akarma label, and I will not open it because I think the back of the cover is nothing really special. Next one as well, a UK prog rock band, that's as well a reissue, Mighty Baby. That's an album from 1971 originally, and yeah, it's the same. It's a good album, but they go as well for a lot of money. And again, right, I mean, in some case I'm looking for originals. I mean, krautrock originals, some 70s hard rock bands, some UK, but as well US bands. But then when it comes to albums like that, I'm happy to have them in reissue. They do a good job, and they sound great, so I was happy to find this one. Next one is as well prog rock, UK prog rock, but that's an original, and that's a great album in my view. I mean, most of you obviously know this album. It's Green 8 Gold from Steel Mill, and it's really, in my view, a gem for me, right? I mean, it's really a great album. That's the original edition, German original from 1972, and they did as well UK press, and I think the UK press is more difficult to find, but even those ones are difficult to find. They come on the nice label as well, Penny Farthing label. And again, right, I think I was really pleased. I found it online for a relatively good price. I mean, because they go for quite some money, but it's a great album. I mean, again, most of you probably know Steel Mill. If you don't, I mean, I really highly recommend to check it out. Next one is psych prog rock US band from Detroit, which is Lost Nation, and they did only one album, which is called Paradise Lost, and it comes on the Rare Earth label, and it has been issued in 1970. Solid album, good album. I think, yeah, really, yeah, psych, prog rock, but great. Next one is again a reissue. I have seen, and I was looking for this album online, original from this one for some time, but look, they are really difficult to find. They go as well for a lot of money, so finally they reissued the album, I think relatively recently, in 2021, I think. That's After All, which is a band from Florida. They did only one album. The album is from 1969. It's a kind of, yeah, prog rock, 70s hard rock, band. And look, this label, which is Outsider, which is a Spanish label, they do some great reissue from some obscure bands and US bands, right? So I have now few albums or few reissue from Outsider, and it's they do a really good job, right? I think the quality of the record is great. The covers are nicely done, so I can only recommend. And typically as well, the number of copy is relatively low. I think it's kind of 500 copies, right, that they do. So if you want this record, it's better to grab them as soon as possible. Next one is as well a US band, more kind of a 70s hard rock stoner band, Miss Treader. I was looking for an original of this album, but again, they are going for a lot of money. And finally, a few months ago, they reissued this album, right? And they did a really, really good job. So the title of the album is Hell's Fire. And if you look at the inside, right, there are some pictures of the band. There is the story of the band. It's a band which was coming from Ohio. They did only one album in 1981, and look, it's a fantastic reissue. I would really recommend you. I think they reissued as well 500 copies. So I would think if you want one copy, you need to grab it now. You'll find them online. I bought this one on eBay. Comes on. I'm not a big fan of colored vinyl, as probably most of you know. But look, this one is really nice. It's an orange, reddish, right? I mean, which is kind of like the Flame record, and I was really happy to find it. And again, that's the insert. Look, again, they did a really, really good job. Next one is an original. It's a 70s hard rock, blues rock band, again from the US. An album from 1971, Maple. It's the only album they did. And, this one as well are getting more tough to find. But again, right, that's the type of albums I'm looking as original, right? I'm not sure if they did some reissue. I guess they did, right? I'm not really sure. But, originals are starting to get difficult to find. But for me, 70s hard rock, US 70s hard rock, right, is really what I dig. So I'm really looking typically for originals. And that's the record itself. It comes on this Colossus label, private label. And it's a solid album. If you like 70s hard rock and you don't know them, I mean, if you don't know Maple, check them out. Next one, Josephus. That's a band, psych band, 70s hard rock as well. Yeah, maybe more a bit on the psych side, from Texas. And Josephus, they did one album which is called, I think, Dead Man. Yeah, that's the title of the album. And this is a Record Store Day reissue, or it's not really a reissue. they did an album, right, with some original unreleased tracks from 1969. It's really well done, right? You have the titles of the album, right? Some from the Dead Man album. There is probably out of, I look at it, 5, 6, 7 songs. 4, 5 are on the Dead Man album, and the other ones are kind of, you know, albums which were, or titles which were never released on an album. So yeah, it's a great reissue. I'm not a big fan of record store days, but look, sometimes they do great things. I'm not going to do a queue in front of the shops, but again, right, if I find one later on and, you know, I just grab it. Next album is an album from a band which is called Own. So that's a band from San Francisco, US. The album is from 1969, and that's as well an original. It's kind of a blues rock band, blues rock psych band. Great album. It comes on the Sir label, London Sir, and yeah, what should I say? Again, right? Nice album. Was happy to find it. They are not easy to find as well, but look, I grabbed that online, as most of the records here. Next one as well, again, great. Here it's UK blues rock, Killing Floor. I mean, it's the self-titled album, the first album. They did 2 albums, but again, right, I have the second one, but not as an original. This one is a bit in a rough shape, but again, they are difficult to find. They are getting really expensive. That's a US press, original press, right? And yeah, it comes again on this Sir London label. And yeah, if you don't know Killing Floor, I highly recommend to check it out. I mean, honestly, this album is great. I kind of prefer the second album, right? But, you know, both are good. Now we are coming more to a bit of a jazz section, with some jazz rock, with the band Nucleus. So, Nucleus and the album is, we'll talk about it later. It comes on the Vertigo Thrill label. It's a UK original press. So I have as well the Vertigo Thrill insert. And the record itself is kind of a gatefold with some picture inside. It's really a fantastic album, right? I think it's jazz rock fusion, but look, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm discovering a bit more jazz. I tried many times over the last 20 years and I never will get into jazz, but there are some special bands like that, right, which sound a bit more jazz rock in my view, right, and which I really like, right. And here I think there is you know, the leader of the band is called Jan Kerr. He's a Scottish trumpeter, and yeah, the album is from 1971. I think most of you probably know it. If you don't know Nucleus, I really recommend to check it out. Now getting to something as well a bit special. There's a bit of the glare. It's a Witch with Lazy Bones. So that's a garage rock, psy rock band from Zambia, and the album was done originally in 1975, but that's a reissue because, I mean, originals from Witch are, you know, really difficult to find, really expensive, and mostly in really bad shape, right? So because they were issued in Zambia, right? And yeah, I think people probably have more difficulties to take care about, right? Because you know, of the situation there, right? But again, I think really great band. I discovered that online as well, right? I mean, someone was showing his record and I checked it out, and I really loved it and I went for it. So yeah, a reissue, but really great one. Next one is Donald Byrd, and that's a kind of a soul jazz, you know, album from 1973. That's a reissue. It's a Blue Note reissue from 2007. But as well, here Donald Byrd is a is a trumpeter, an American jazz trumpeter. And yeah, I think there is this touch of soul and funk, right, which I really like. And I recommend this album as well if you want to try a bit something different. Next one, same thing, same deal. Jazz, soul, funk, Kathmandu. That's an original, and it comes on the Mainstream label. It's a UK press, and it's from 1971. And then last, again, soul, jazz, funk, US. It's an American guitarist this time, Grant Green, with this album, which is Shades of Green, which as well I really liked it, right? It's from 1972, I think I mentioned it, and that's an original, and it comes as well on the Blue Note label. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, right, if you want to leave me a thumbs up, leave me some comments, I will really appreciate, and any additional subscription I highly appreciate as well. You can follow me as well on Instagram. It's relatively new, but I have an account on Instagram since 2 or 3 months now, which is called Vinyl of Oz, and I typically, you know, publish there all the records I'm listening to, right? So, and I put some pictures of the records and you know, some story maybe about the bands. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.